The Adventures of Eric by Gloria Jaspers. Eric Wehenmeyer loves a challenge. He jumps from airplanes wearing parachutes. He scuba dives in the ocean, and he climbs the tallest mountains in the world. Eric is also blind. Eric was born with a serious illness, and there was nothing the doctors could do to stop it. The illness was making Eric go blind. In all other ways, Eric was like any other boy. He loved the outdoors. He loved to play with his friends and family. He loved to explore, and he loved adventure. At first, Eric could see enough to read or ride a bike if he wore very thick glasses. When he was 12, he started to see less and less, but he refused to stop doing the things he loved. He refused to think about living in a world of darkness. Eric in a three-legged race. One thing Eric loved to do was ride his mountain bike. He especially liked to ride it up one ramp, fly through the air, and then land on the other ramp. But it was getting harder every day for him to do this. Eric's father watched him miss the second ramp more and more often. But instead of telling him to stop, his father painted the ramps bright orange to help Eric see them better. Eric didn't want to stop having adventures, so he pretended he could see as well as before. But the less he could see, the harder it became to pretend. One day, Eric went riding on his bike, but he couldn't see where he was going. Eric rode right into a tree. He knew that he couldn't pretend any longer. It was time to make a decision. Eric decided that he could feel sorry for himself, or he could learn a new way of doing things. A new way of thinking. Eric decided to learn how to do things as a blind person. His family helped. Eric's father encouraged him to think about what he could do, not what he couldn't do. And he told Eric that it was part of life to try something, fall down, and then get up and try again. Eric learned that there were many things he could do. He could wrestle very, very well. In fact, Eric joined his high school wrestling team and became the team captain. Eric, age 16, with a wrestling trophy. At first, it was hard for Eric to accept that he was blind. But when he had success at wrestling, he became more confident and comfortable with his blindness. He started to use a cane and learn Braille. Eric imitated his father's way of thinking. He stopped worrying about the things he couldn't do. Instead, he began to think about the things he could do, even if they were hard. He could hike with his friends and family, and he could explore new places. When Eric was 16, he discovered rock climbing. He loved the sport. He loved to think about what to do next when he climbed, and he loved the feel of the rocks and the wind. Eric was just doing what he loved. For him, the adventures were just beginning. He was curious about the world. He wanted to explore, and he had many places he wanted to go. Later, people around the world would be amazed at his talent. Seeking challenges. After Eric graduated from college, he became a wrestling coach and middle school teacher. Many people were surprised that Eric could teach wrestling. They were even more surprised to learn that he had hiked in South America. They did not expect this behavior from a blind person. In 1995, Eric climbed Denali, the highest peak in North America. Soon after that, he climbed Mount Kilimanjaro, the highest mountain in Africa. This was a very special moment for Eric. He got married on the top of that mountain. In 2001, Eric reached the summit of Mount Everest. That is the highest mountain in the world. Still, Eric had another goal in mind. It was a goal that only 100 people had ever achieved. He would be the first blind person to do it. He wanted to climb all of the 7 summits, the tallest peaks on each of the 7 continents. In 2002, Eric climbed to the summit of Mount Kosciuszko in Australia. He had climbed all of the 7 summits. Eric, his wife Ellie, and daughter Emma. Eric climbing Mount Ama Dablam. Sharing his adventures. Eric does not live his life in silence. He has written books. He has won important awards. In 1996, Eric carried the torch at the Olympic Games. Eric has appeared in a movie and on TV. He has been on the cover of magazines. Eric is one of the greatest athletes in the world. Eric and President Bush in 2001. But what is Eric's greatest success? Maybe it is the way he helps people who hear his story or who read it in one of his books. Eric speaks about the many things he has learned. He tells how he set himself in motion and just keeps moving forward, just as he did on his bike. He does not look back or feel bad about anything he couldn't do. Instead, he moves ahead from one adventure to the next, trying, hoping, imagining. Eric Carey's Olympic flame in 2002. Eric speaks to people all around the world. He wants them to know that they can get the knowledge they need to overcome their problems. He encourages them to follow their dreams. Eric wants them to understand that every person can do great things. For people all around the world, Eric Weihenmayer is a hero. Eric recites the Pledge of Allegiance at a convention in 2000. Responding. Target skill. Main ideas and details. A main idea of this book is that Eric Weihenmayer loves adventure. Copy the chart and add details from the story. Write about it. Text to text. Choose a person from a different book that you've read. Write a 1-paragraph persuasive essay to convince that person that they should or should not be adventurous. Use facts to explain your opinion. Target vocabulary. Behavior. Curious. Darkness. Illness. Imitated. Knowledge. Motion. Silence. Expand your vocabulary. Adventure. Athletes. Continents. Peak. Summit. Wrestle. Target skill. Main idea and details. Tell important ideas and details about a topic. Target strategy. Summarize. Stop to tell important ideas as you read. Genre. A biography tells about events in a person's life.